been on this road for like an hour and a half. This is the nice part of it. Yeah, I'm coming out here to drop off some water. I thought the mountain section would be a little bit more mountainy than this, but I guess not. Oh. There's already a little bit of water here, and there's a root beer here, which I haven't had in years, but if it's here when I get here, actually maybe I should just write save for Dan on that one. This looks super pretty, but once again, middle of nowhere. If anything goes wrong, I want to say I'm turning around right away, but I don't know if I can turn around here. If anything goes wrong, I think I'm already stuck. I think I'm already fucked. So the road diverges, and on the map where the Google says there's a road and where I thought I would be driving is like way over there. I've deviated at some point. So I'm gonna scratch this one. I'm not gonna go, because it's still a few miles. Coming up on a big herd of cows, and I have a feeling they're all gonna be in the fucking way, right on the road, and I won't be able to get through. There's actually kind of a lot of them. It kind of scares me. They're coming towards me like they want something. They look feisty. They're kicking around. I think one's gonna kick the van. Please don't kick the van. That one looks really pregnant. Oh boy. This is where I ended the road walk from last section. So this is where I'm starting. I weighed my backpack. It's 19 pounds, which isn't crazy, but it's like not a great base weight. And then I also have 10 pounds of food. And then in this section, I might be carrying 5 liters of water at some point. So maybe up to 40 pounds. The hitching to get here was kind of wild. I wish I could record it sometimes and share it, but that would be... Hit 200 miles today, feeling good. The first 2 sections, that's going kind of slow. This one I kicked it up because it's like a longer food carry. And I think I'm just ready. I just didn't want to like get overuse injuries right in the beginning. But yeah, this one has a lot more elevation, so I'm actually like kind of sore and tired. But enjoying it so far. The terrain has been pretty diverse. Got some good trees, good forest right now. And we've had a few good views, so far I'm glad I took this. There was some snow walking and my feet were soaked. And I think we're definitely gonna have more of that as we get up to 9,500 feet. But so far, it's been really nice. Mile 206 and I think day 17, and we come across our first natural water source of like flowing water. So this is really exciting. So naturally, full bath, fully naked. I think I'm only 2.5 miles from the road, but I haven't seen any other footprints on the way in, so I'm pretty sure no one else is coming along. But just drying everything out and having a grand old time by the first water source. Drinking a lot of water, packing I think 5 liters because it's like 20 miles to the next water source. And I'm gonna sleep, so there's gonna be another liter for dinner and breakfast between there. And it's definitely like straight uphill after this. Not straight uphill, it's uphill after this. And so it's gonna be an extra like 11 pounds, but it'll be worth it to drink water, I guess. Okay, so you know the moving photos or the videos that don't have sound that you send to people as reactions and stuff like that? GIF or GIF. There's the online debate of which one it is. Well, I'm here in the Gila National Forest. It's G-I-L-A, but pronounced Gila. So I propose to you, maybe it's not GIF or GIF, maybe it's HIF. Think about it. Kept hiking a little bit further than anticipated, hoping I'd get to this high point. There'd be like a good sunset, but it's all treed in. There's definitely good camp spots, but there's no good view. But there is service. Seems as though I have 2 options every day. It's either my socks are wet from the snow, or I just got all these grass seeds, extra itchy, stuck in here. Those are my 2 options every day. I just got to a part where the stream undercuts this giant ledge. And I love it because there was no mention of this. And so I love it when people don't talk about things and then you just show up and you're like, oh, that's pretty neat. I'm gonna walk through it. Whew, hardest day for sure. Started out at a good camp spot last night and kind of went along a ridge for a little while, and then it got snowy right at the top. And we dropped in a canyon and turned and came out a canyon. And both of those don't see a lot of sunlight, so there's quite a bit of snow. And so that slowed me down a lot. I was just really sore, I think, from the last 2 days. That slowed me down a little bit. The path was pretty bad. A lot of times there's like no path and you're just kind of guessing. You just go down or up the canyon, so it's not crazy, but it's nicer when there's like a trail. So you're like stepping over all these things, and there's like a forest fire here in the past few years, I think. And so I think I'm the first one to go through this winter or this season. And a lot of new trees are down and their branches are still up. So I have to either like break those or figure out how to get around, or just like, I don't know, do a lot of stuff. A lot of bushwhacking today, a lot of stuff. My feet were wet all day. Took a little break at noon, but I was like, I got to get here. Got to get here before sunset. I was like kind of made a bad decision. I was betting on this water source because some comments from 2 months ago said it was good. And I was thinking, oh, if I get there at the end of the day, it won't be frozen. But I got here at the end of the day and it's still completely in shade, still frozen. So that wasn't the best call. I should have got water further downstream, and I might have to do that in the morning or something. We'll see. I still have some water. I'm not going to die or anything. But yeah, I'm excited to have a hot meal and dry out my feet. I don't know if you want to see this, but kind of gross, extra wrinkly. Got to dry those out. Got to do a bunch of stretching. And then, yeah, new day tomorrow. Going up Diamond Peak. I think it's the high point of this section, 10,000 feet. There's definitely going to be more snow. Feet are going to be wet again all day. But I think there's going to be a good view from the top, so it might be worth it.
Good morning. Last night definitely should have been a tent night, but I was getting kind of lazy and not setting up my tent all the time and just cowboy camping. And I think it got down to 7 degrees last night. And I'm toasty, I'm warm, but everything is just covered in frost. And so I'm gonna have to dry this out at some point during the day. Backpack's frosty. Shoes are frosty. Shoes were wet. They're gonna be frozen solid. So that's cool.
Nothing like putting wet, frozen socks on in the morning and then slipping them into some wet, frozen shoes. And I do have a pair of dry socks that I could put on, but my shoes are wet. And from here, I'm going 6 miles up 2,000 feet to the top of the mountain. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be more snow the whole way up. So don't want to put on dry socks, get them wet right away, and then just have 2 pairs of wet socks. So I've pretty much made it nowhere so far. These things have major thorns and it's just like nonstop and they're going to tear up your clothes. So I'm hacking through them, trying to step on them, do things. And I look up. And there's these guys just watching me saying, what a fucking idiot, going the wrong way. This absolute nightmare. All thorns, ton of blowdowns. Was going less than a mile an hour. But I think that's Diamond Peak over there. And this ridge looks kind of clear. It doesn't look like there's a ton of brush. So hopefully I just do this one climb and then it's kind of roller coastery the rest of the way. A little bit faster, we'll see. On top of Diamond Peak, getting here sucked. I think I went 5 miles in 6 hours this morning because of thorns and blowdowns and stuff like that. And usually when I get to the top, I like to go like, this is where we were, this is where we're going. But we came from that direction, which is all trees. I guess I came across this ridge, but other than that, have not been to any of this stuff, but it is a great view. I am gonna have lunch up here, hang out, dry out my shoes, take a breather. Taking a break near the top of the mountain, drying everything out. We got the sleeping bag that was wet last night. We got shoes and stuff over there, sleeping pad. more stuff. I think it took me 6 hours to go 5 miles this morning, and so I didn't grab enough water, and so I'm getting low again, and the next water's in like 10 miles. And just the last 2 days I've been like, okay, I should really like push. Like I get this mental thing where I'm like, okay, I want to go here, and I don't get there until like 5 or 5:30, right when the sun's setting, and then I don't have a lot of time to like stretch and do the things. And so today I was like, okay, today's pretty exhausting. I should call it at like 4 o'clock wherever I am. I should just, like that's where I should set up. But leaving this mountain, it's like 10 miles of slow downhill, but I'm on the north side of everything, so there might just be a ton of snow, which if it's all snow and no thorns, I'm okay with that. Snow is way faster than thorns and way better to deal with. I'm pretty low on water because I didn't think it would take me so long to get here. So today might be my first melt snow to make water day. But yeah, it's like 10 miles to water and possibly no snow, but we'll see. Maybe none of it has snow. So I would like to quit early today, but I will check back in. All snow, no thorns, way better than thorns. I'll take this. I'm sorry I complained about the snow in the first place. Did I stop early today? No. But the trail's been pretty easy. My feet are still soaked, but it's been pretty gradual, and there's like an awesome view. So I'm just cruising along. Feet are soaked, but having a good time. And I know I'll be in my sleeping bag soon and warm. I'll eat some good food, and so not stressed anymore. Having a good time now. Having a good time. At the beginning of the section, I think there was a 28-mile section without water, and so I carried a bunch of water, and I think I got to the next water source and still had water. And so it's like, okay, I just carried extra weight that whole time for nothing. And it kind of like does put a strain on your knees and your legs and stuff like that. And that wasn't the first time that happened. So I was like, okay, I probably don't need to carry as much water. So the last few days I've been like, how much do I think I need? Okay, probably not quite as much. And then I run out early and I'm just really thirsty, or the next water source doesn't have water. And so now I'm kind of going back to the original idea of like, okay, just carry more water. It's probably worth it more to me to carry more than to just be thirsty all the time. This morning, left camp, didn't have water. Got to the first water source possibility. There were puddles, but they're just completely frozen solid. Got to the next water source, no water at all. And then third one, so I think I've gone 6 miles today without any water. But this like cow trough, it's frozen in there, but not frozen solid. So I'm gonna take a rock and break through it and get some cold water and get a bunch of it. Well, just got to this gate and there's a tree on it. Guess there's no way of getting through it. I guess this is it for me. I guess I'm done. All right, just got to the road. Gonna try to hitch to Winston. This is the place that had some comments that said like, took me 6 hours or something like that. So we'll see how this goes. Early morning, back of the truck, before sunrise.